Some heroes are forged in tragedy, some rise from extraordinary power, but others are born from a world untouched by conflict and choose to face it anyway. This is the story of a warrior who learned that true strength isn't found in battle, but in compassion, courage, and truth. This is the origin of Wonder Woman. Section 1: The Hidden Island. Far beyond the maps drawn by explorers, hidden behind mist and ancient magic, lies an island known to few and seen by almost none. A paradise of bright skies, crystal waters, and towering cliffs. A land untouched by war or greed. A place where time itself moves differently. This island is called Themyscira. It is home to the Amazons, a society of warrior women who value wisdom, discipline, harmony, and strength. They train their bodies and minds not for conquest, but for protection. On this island, there are no kings, no armies of men, no suffering brought by greed or domination. The Amazons live in balance, guided by tradition, sisterhood, and honor, and among them lives a child unlike any other. Her name is Diana. Section 2: The Gift and the Secret. From the moment Diana could walk, she was curious, energetic, determined, and full of questions. She watched the Amazons train every day with precision and grace, their movements flowing like wind through trees. Diana wanted to join them. She wanted to run beside them, match their strength, and wield the same discipline they carried in every step. But to the queen of Themyscira, Hippolyta, Diana's mother, the world outside the island was full of dangers she wished to protect her daughter from. So Diana was raised differently. She was sheltered from conflict, taught literature, philosophy, nature, and history. The queen believed Diana should grow with purity of heart, unscarred by violence. Yet the spark inside Diana never faded. While other children played, she practiced movement, balance, and speed. She imitated warriors from a distance, copying sword swings with branches, rolling through fields as if preparing for battle. The Amazons saw this determination, and they understood something Queen Hippolyta tried to deny. Diana was born to be more than a princess. She was born to be a protector. Section 3: Training in Secret. Recognizing Diana's spirit, one Amazon, a fierce and disciplined general, chose to train her in secret. That training was not gentle. Diana learned to fall, to fail, and to rise again. She trained in combat, athletics, survival, and strategy. She learned how to move with precision rather than brute force. She understood that every strike carried consequence, and every victory carried responsibility. Her body grew strong, but her heart remained compassionate. When Queen Hippolyta eventually discovered the truth, she was torn between fear and pride. But by then, one thing was clear: Diana was no longer a child. She was a warrior, not because of the weapons she carried, but because of the values she held inside Section 4, the sky that broke the peace. For centuries, Themyscira existed untouched by the outside world, until one day, the sky changed. A deep roar echoed across the island. Birds fled from the cliffs. The sea churned. A foreign object streaked across the sky and crashed into the waters near the shore. The Amazons rushed to the coast, weapons in hand, prepared for anything. Diana arrived first. Struggling against the waves, she saw something no Amazon had ever seen before. A man, a pilot whose aircraft had fallen from the sky. He was injured, exhausted, and terrified. Diana didn't see a stranger. She saw someone in need. Without hesitation, she leapt into the waves and pulled him to shore. It was the first time she had ever seen someone from beyond the island, and it would change her life forever. Section 5: A World at War. The man revealed a truth the Amazons had long feared. Beyond the magical barrier shielding Themyscira, the world had fallen into chaos. Nations clashed. Weapons destroyed cities. Innocent lives were lost under clouds of smoke and fire. Conflict had consumed humanity. For the Amazons, guardians of peace, this was not just a distant problem. It was a reminder of the very world they once left behind. Diana listened, not with judgment, but with empathy. She believed peace was not something you hide from. It was something you fight for. Where others saw hopelessness, she saw responsibility. Section 6: A Choice that Defines Her. The Amazons debated what to do. Some argued that the outside world was beyond saving. Others believed intervention would only bring destruction to Themyscira. But Diana could not remain silent. She believed that power meant nothing if you refused to use it to protect others. She stood before her people and spoke with courage. No law commanded her to leave. No prophecy demanded a savior. Her decision came from something deeper, a belief that compassion carries duty. And so, she chose her path. She would leave the safety of paradise, to step into a world defined by conflict and uncertainty, not to conquer, not to dominate, but to restore balance. Section 7. The Armor and the Truth. Before her departure, Diana was given something sacred, armor forged from Amazon legacy. Weapons created not for destruction, but for justice. A lasso that glowed with energy and compelled truth in a world built on deception. It symbolized the ideals she carried: honesty, courage, compassion. The queen embraced her daughter, not just as a princess, but as a warrior who had chosen her own destiny. And with that final moment of love and farewell, Diana stepped off the island and into the unknown. Section 8. Entering the human world. The outside world was louder, busier, and harsher than anything Diana had ever imagined. Tall buildings scraped the sky. Streets flooded with people. Machines roared through roads and skies. Everywhere she looked, she saw motion, struggle, and resilience. But she also saw something else: division, pain, fear, a world that had forgotten the meaning of unity. Yet, even amidst the chaos, Diana noticed acts of kindness, people helping strangers, protecting friends, rebuilding after tragedy. And she understood something essential: humanity was not broken. Humanity was unfinished. Section 9. Tests of Heart and Spirit. Diana's journey was not merely physical, it was emotional. She faced situations beyond strength or combat, moments where she had to choose between what was easy and what was right. She learned that the greatest battles are not always fought with weapons, but with empathy, patience, and wisdom. She discovered that being strong did not mean being unfeeling. True strength meant refusing to lose compassion, even in the darkest moments. Section 10. The Hero Who Chose Love Over Power. In time, Diana embraced the world not as a perfect place, but as a place worth fighting for. She did not rule humanity. She did not rise above it. She stood beside it. Every battle she fought carried purpose. Every life she saved reminded her why she left paradise. She became known as a warrior, but she never stopped being a healer. She carried peace into chaos. She carried hope into despair. And through it all, one truth remained: her greatest power was not strength, it was love. What Wonder Woman stands for. Wonder Woman's story is not simply about victory or war, it is about choice. She chose courage over comfort, compassion over indifference, truth over fear. She reminds us that heroes are not defined by where they come from, but by what they stand for. And as long as there are people who believe in hope, the world will always need Wonder Woman. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell